Hello and welcome back to Wonderland Asylum. Back today, issue 67 of the Hachette Partworks release of Titanic, the ship, the legend. So, what's in today's magazine? Another article on the Countess of Roths. I'm sure we've had one about her before, maybe not, I don't know. Again, more information about Countess of Roths and her family history, etc. Again, more on the Countess of Roths. Sensing a theme here. Yeah, and that's her getting on board and what happened to her when the disaster struck. And of course that's her in Titanic alongside Molly Brown and the fictional character. And moving on from the Countess of Roths, we have the Tour de France. Not sure how it's related in the slightest, but hey ho. And then we're on to the instructions. Again, an important bit. So, without further ado, let's see what's in today's box. Okay, so today we don't need any of the pre-existing pieces. What's in the box? We have one piece of decking, two pieces of decking, three pieces of decking. And wrapped in tissue paper, we have the first piece of the Promenade Deck. So, again, moving on with the superstructure, so to speak. So, all we're really doing is putting the deck pieces on to the Promenade Deck. Just test fitting them all to make sure they all sit nicely, and they seem to. Again, I'll be using a little touch of wood glue just to keep these on, but not too much, because if you put too much on it gets wet and it actually makes it even bubblier than it would be without the glue. But the first bit it wants us to do is the front piece here. Again, just enough to make it sticky, pretty much. Because again, this is another part you're not going to have any access to once the model is complete. So if the deck peels up, A, there's nothing you can do about it, and B, you're definitely going to notice. So there we go. As I say, just enough to make it sticky. Peel off the paper backing. Now I have a feeling this bit is going to grow a lot quicker than the boat deck did, because it doesn't have the same details on it. And the easiest point of reference is the little indents that we have there. Just make sure it all lines up and squish it down into place. Now I have seen people use rollers to get it down. You can use the end of a pen, like so, and just roll it over the deck to make sure it stays down. And then all we're doing is the same with the next piece. Again, this one's bigger, so more potential for peeling and bubbling. Yep. So, as I mentioned previously, this and the remaining issue that I have at the moment, issue 68, there isn't a great deal to do in, but they are impactful. So it tends to be, you get issues where there's a lot to do, but it's a lot of tiny little detailing. But then you get issues like this where you get a big massive piece and there isn't a whole lot to do in the issue, but when you're done, oh boy, does it make a difference. So, as I say, it's always nice to go from building a bit of deck, building a bit of hull, and then doing a bit of proper modelling work with the smaller, finer details. It's actually quite a good mix. I wasn't saying that when we were doing the engine room for a year and a half, though. Or at least that's what it felt like. Just poke that through, because I did end up with a little bit of glue in that hole. Again, peel backing paper off. The decking actually feels thicker here than it did on the boat deck or the forecastle, so I don't know if they've maybe made a small design change. Again, line it up, drop it on, make sure it's all properly lined up. Again, give it a good squeeze, because you don't want it popping back up again. But that looks really, really nice, and you can see it lines up well with that other piece here. Because again, that's your main concern, is that it's not going to line up well, but nope. And then, you've guessed it, the final thing to do in this issue is to put the deck on the other side. So again, get the wood glue down. Like that. Go. Got a nice little covering. Oh, see that corner of that deck's actually bent up there. It's been bent in the packaging, so I need to make sure it sits nice and flush. Fortunately, it's a bit that's going to be largely hidden, but still not ideal. Peel the backing strip off. Line it all up and press it all into place. Just like that. And that is the front piece of the Promenade Deck. Again, nice and big, a nice big piece to add on. Just say the boat deck will sit there, but we've got the deck housings to put in first. But yeah, that looks awesome. Fantastic. And that, if you can believe it, is us for issue 67. So, that's us for issue 67. What's coming in issue 68? Again, not a great deal. The bulkhead for the front of the Promenade Deck we just worked on, some screws and fittings, and the cross brace for the hull. So yeah, not a whole lot in issue 68 either, and that will complete us for this month. But yeah, thanks again for watching. You can see that there is what we made today, so adds a fair bit of size. But yeah, thanks for watching. Any comments, criticisms or concerns, just drop them below. Do leave me a like and consider subscribing to the channel to see the rest of this build And again, potential future ones. I just haven't decided what yet. But again, thanks for watching, guys, and as always, peace out, everyone.